Yeah, she's got some nice long hair.
Welcome back to the Unbearable Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Brad Barron, and welcome into another episode. Make sure to like and subscribe. And today, we have an incredible show for you planned today. We are going to be picking 7-on-7 teams with this Chicago Bears roster. So I had to bring in a guest, and none other than former tight end, Bachelorette star. There's a million other things on your resume, but Clay Harbor. Clay, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Appreciate you having me on, Brad. I want to apologize in advance for my 7-on-7 team beating yours. So sorry about that.
Hey, you know what? I have to pull a couple tricks because you do have first pick. So we were talking about this pre-show. It's going to be a little bit crazy, but I have a trick. So we shall see. But also, Clay, what have you been up to? I know people can follow you at Clay Harbs 82, but what does one do after Bachelorette, after the NFL? What have you been up to?
Yeah, it's a good question. I've been trying to figure that one out myself, Brad. But no, I've been up to a few things. Got a couple of certifications, but I do a lot of speaking. I do motivational speaking with colleges, high schools, local businesses, and that's really what I've been expanding on. And I'm going back to school as well. I just got accepted into Kelley School of Business, so I got a 2-year program there, and continue improving on my speaking industry. And then a passion of mine, obviously, is sports talk. I love talking football, love talking Bears, Eagles, Jaguars. I grew up a lifelong Bears fan. I played for the Jaguars for 3 years, played for the Eagles for 4 years, and love talking ball. So I got a couple of cool projects I can't announce yet, but
nice.
The next few weeks I'll be able to let you guys in on a couple of cool projects I'll be doing as far as sports radio and podcasting is concerned. So yeah, apparently that's what a guy does after the NFL and The Bachelor.
I will say I like the Instagram stuff. You just posted a workout thing, so I just did that. As you can tell, how I look absolutely buff now.
Your shirt's a little tighter, man. You did my chest workout. I'm a certified personal trainer, strength conditioning coach, getting you right.
Yeah,
definitely.
All 170 pounds of me just popping through, man. But
we're gonna get you up to tight end weight pretty soon here.
There we go. The Bears might need me, so we'll see. But also, I'm just kind of curious, like with the master's degree, what kind of pushed you to want to do that? What was like the tipping point of like, hey, you know what? I'm just gonna go and do this.
To me, education is really important, and if you're not improving and you're staying stagnant, then to me, that's you're getting worse. I always want to have something. I want to be working on some project, a certification for strength conditioning. Maybe I'll use that in the future. My MBA, nobody can ever take that away from me in any industry I go into. I'll learn a lot, and it's great to put on a resume. No matter what I do 5-10 years from now, I can always say I got my MBA from Kelley School of Business. This is a top 20, in some places a top 15 business school in the country. And just improving on that, having things to put on your resume will likely open more doors in the future. Even if I still just do speaking, I'll be able to talk about my experience, how I, went from a student that struggled in high school, struggled a little bit in college, ended up graduating on the dean's list, ended up, graduating with my MBA from Kelley School of Business. And it's just a story that I will be able to inspire others with, even if nothing comes from it for me as far as a job.
That's incredible. And I feel too, like now I'm age 30, I'm debating on getting an MBA myself. And I think what's so cool about it is it feels like it means more to like get an education, while like throughout high school, it's like, this is just school. This is just what you do until you get a real job and you go do something out into the real world.
It means so much more, and you take it so much more serious in high school, and then you go right into college. It's just something you have to do. You don't really think about it, but now it's an accomplishment. It's something that you do because you want to better yourself and you respect the program more. You learn from it more. You're not just trying to pass this class to get a grade. After you've been in the real world. You know how some of this stuff works.
Yeah.
So now you want to pass this class, but you also are taking everything you can from it. You want to learn from it and better yourself from it.
For sure. Because then you connect the dots and you're like, okay, this is why I'm learning this. This is why
absolutely.
I'm learning that. But so let's get this show on the road though. And before we get started, I just want to describe and talk about a couple things too. So for those watching on YouTube, make sure to like and subscribe. We're hoping to get 1,000. For every 1,000 subscribers, I will actually donate $100 of my own money out to the American Diabetes Association. Our show, also for those that might be new listening in, I donate money every month to different charities. So make sure to like, listen, subscribe. It's all for a good cause, and we choose a new one every single month. So the next thing that we're going to be talking about is, like we said, this is now the main event, Clay versus me. We got 7-on-7 that we're choosing. We're kind of doing this. I'm talking about NFL Street. So we are picking our teams and we are using the current Bears roster. We're going traditional. And because I feel like whenever you'd play pickup, Clay, it would never be serpentine. I didn't know what that was in high school or middle school. It was just, if you had first pick, you go one after another. So let's get this thing started. Clay, you are on the clock. Who from the Bears is your first pick for your 7-on-7 team?
Okay, this is tough because obviously, I love Mooney. I just went on a podcast with Adam Rank, and I told him that I thought Mooney was a top 15 receiver in the NFL. And I love David Montgomery. I think he's a top 5 running back in the NFL. The guy's incredible. But you got to start off with the quarterback, right? I love Trevor Siemian. Trevor Siemian is a good friend of mine, Northwestern grad. Me and him threw several times last year and worked out together because he needed a wide receiver. We used to train back when I was in the NFL at the same training facility. So we're good buddies. And I think he's got a lot of talent. He's a smart guy, good backup. That being said, I'm going to have to go with Justin Fields. I mean, you can't – this guy's talented. And obviously, he's not going to be able to use his legs in 7-on-7. But I still like the talent, his arm strength, and I'm going to have to go with the first-round draft pick, Justin Fields.
Oh, so that no surprises there, I feel. But also with Trevor Siemian, I mean, do you know how well Trevor Siemian tackles? I'm just kind of curious out there so I can do a little scouting report because I'm going to have to pick him up.
You have to play offense and defense here.
Yeah, we'll be playing offense and defense for this team. So
honestly, I'm sorry, Trevor, but I think he would be a very, very poor tackler. Just from how I know Trevor, we used to run agility drills against each other, and I would win all of them. And not saying I'm a bad tackler, but I just don't think that's his cup of tea.
So that leads me to the next pick. So, like we said, this is 7-on-7, kind of that. Playing both sides of the ball. So I kind of go towards, I might need to get a quarterback. Now, from a quarterback perspective, there's one person. Fun fact, Clay, do you remember who was the emergency backup when Nick Foles went in last year?
I don't remember, but if I had to guess, maybe it was Cole Kmet.
So that's what I would guess too, because he's got the baseball background.
Yeah.
But back in college, growing up in Cincinnati, this was a standout prep dual threat quarterback. And that is David Montgomery. So I'm going to go with David Montgomery. Yeah.
Wow.
Surprising. He doesn't strike me as a quarterback,
but he's just so short.
Yeah. Like he's big, but I'm thinking too in 7-on-7, like he's got that quickness, but also I feel like on the defensive side of the ball, I feel like I could do some wildcats. I could also, hopefully, I'm thinking that he could be able to tackle.
Yeah, he's honestly not that short. I think he's 5'11", but I think it's a good pick.
Yeah, 5'11", 224. I have it up right now. So pretty big, quick. We already know that he can break a million tackles. So I'm hoping to throw off your 7-on-7 team with this, and hopefully he can still throw. Hopefully he's got something in the bag, and it's not like that COVID game with the Denver Broncos. But let's now, Clay, back to you. Who is your second pick?
I mean, I alluded to him earlier, and I think he's a top 15 receiver. And I was reading an article today on Darnell Mooney, and his wide receiver coach was raving about him. Apparently, this guy is a weight room freak. He's only 180 pounds, but apparently he's repping out 405 on the squat and 90 pounds on the incline, and he talks trash to the offensive lineman in the weight room because he's lifting as much weight as them. For a guy his size to be doing that, that's very impressive. He's strong, he's quick, he has hands. I think he's scrappy. He was 19th in the league last year with 1,055 yards. I'm taking Darnell Mooney, the product out of Tulane.
Put it on the board. Now I gotta
talking about New Orleans too, so had to give them some love.
So I know that there's been a lot of I feel like hate a little bit on Darnell Mooney. People saying he's not a true number one. Do you consider him a true would you flat out say, I know that you already said that he's kind of in the top, but to you, is he true number one? You would give him that label?
He could be a number one receiver for sure. I mean, but he plays a lot in the slot. He's not a prototypical outside receiver. He's not a prototypical Z or X because he's not as big. He's not the 6'3", big Mike Evans, what Allen Robinson was. But I think Mooney is a number one receiver. The guy's shown it. Even his rookie year, nobody expected anything from him. The guy had a breakout year last year. Tough offense. Offense is one of the worst in the league. Fields isn't playing well, reading the field as well as he should. Allen Robinson had some injuries, and he still produced. I think Mooney is a number one receiver.
Nice. Yeah. And also, so my intern does all my highlights and stuff like that, and he's a Buccaneers fan. Or no, he's a Washington football team or Commanders now. And he's watching Mooney, and he's like, I didn't know that he was that good at the intermediate stuff. And he's like, this guy just amazed him because I think so many people just assume he's the deep threat, and that's it. He's a skinny guy. He can just run fast, but no, he's the complete package from what you're able to see.
He's so confident. Hands are incredible. Runs great routes. From his rookie season, I go, who is that guy? Well, that guy's going to be good. You can tell the way a receiver catches a ball if he's confident with his hands. And Mooney will catch and make a move, as he's catching the ball. He'll look to get run after the catch. He's not trying to fall down after he catches the ball. He doesn't catch the ball with his chest. Allen Robinson, my only knock on him, I love A-Rob, played with him for 3 years in Jacksonville, but he was a chest catcher a lot of the times. I mean, he had solid hands, but a lot of times he's going to catch the ball and fall down.
Yeah.
Mooney's not a guy that's going to do that.
Yeah, he takes the hits, slippery, but so I need somebody who can tackle your guys. I need I'm going to take the first defensive guy off the board. I don't know how he's going to do on offense. Maybe he's going to be a lineman for me or something, switching back and forth. Maybe he could play line, but whenever I'd play a pickup game, I need somebody that can tackle, who's the surefire guy that can bring everyone down. And of course, I'm talking about Roquan Smith.
I knew it, man. I was hoping I'd sneak him in next pick.
And he's also blazing fast, so I'm hoping he can kind of patrol that middle, make some pretty big tackles out there. And I can't say enough about just what he's able to do. So I think he could be a pretty slam dunk type of guy. And now this is where I feel it gets interesting. I don't know how it was for you, Clay, but now after these four, to me, it's a complete crapshoot.
Yeah, I really don't know which way I'm going here, but you know what I'm going to do? I think I am going to go with a young guy here. I'm going to go with the second round pick, Jaquan Brisker.
Oh, man.
Okay. I need a defensive player, a guy that's still fast, can run. I love safeties or athletic guys. Penn State product from Pittsburgh. 6'1", 220, big guy. We'll go with Jaquan Brisker.
I love that pick. I was actually going to pick him soon because since I got the best linebacker, you need that tackle. You need that strong player.
Guy can still run.
Yeah, that can cover, and he can do it all. I think that he's going to be in a big season this year. I guess what you obviously taking him with the third spot. You're assuming probably pretty good season this year for him.
I liked him. I thought that he fell in the draft, even in the second round there. I was happy we got him there. So I'm expecting big things from him. I think he's going to be a good player.
Nice. So I'm going to probably, because I'm looking at your team right now. You got a good defensive player. Mooney is insane. I'm going to try my best to try and lock him down. And I am picking Jalen Johnson, cornerback out of Utah. I'm going to pair him up versus Mooney, and hopefully we can do something. I'm looking at my team, though. I don't know how my offense is going to be, but
yeah, where's your offensive players over here? Where are you throwing the ball to over here?
I'm going to hope that Jalen's got some good feet, and I think right now Roquan's going to be the lineman, or one of my linemen, but we'll see. Right now, it's the defense hopefully can hold up, and Montgomery. It'll all come together. It'll all come together. So right now you have Mooney, Fields, and Brisker. Who is going to be the fourth person on your pickup team?
So this is tough too. I'm gonna go with another rookie here. Okay. You ready?
Oh, wow. I'm ready.
With second round pick Kyler Gordon.
Whew. Going with the athleticism, the great upside.
Yeah. That's what we're doing.
Oh, nice. Washington. So great upside, another big body guy that can cover out here too. So
you guys are getting locked down. That's all I know. You guys are getting locked down here.
I'm gonna hope the rookies aren't as good just for this drill and just for this exercise.
Got our defensive backs here, so I'm putting them. I'm hoping Poles knows what he's doing. Eberflus, and he picked some good players here. Got the young corner, the young safety. So hopefully they can do the job.
So right now my team, I feel like I feel right now the hard spot for me to pick right now is like the line, because I'm thinking, somebody's got to break through. Someone's got to, I need a good blocker out there for my guys. Right. So I am going with the most reliable offensive lineman that we have. I guess you could say that as kind of the big guy up front. So I'm thinking, you got your three offensive linemen, you got your quarterback, running back, two wideouts. I'm going Cody Whitehair. I think that he can be a good blocker for me, and I'm going to need some blocking without having a great quarterback out here. So I am going to go with Cody Whitehair. Pretty good athlete as well for the size too. So yeah. I'm going to switch it up and go with that.
Okay. I'm going to go with a guy that can block, but he can also catch some passes. He can do both. I love the position. We got a tight end here, obviously. He can run a little bit. He's a young guy, Notre Dame product. He had a solid year last year, 60 catches, 600 yards. I'm going to go with Cole Kmet.
There we go. Cole Kmet. I knew you were going to go tight end. I
got to go tight end.
I think that's a good pick. Like probably both sides of the ball.
Yeah, both sides of the ball can block a little bit. He's he can run, he can catch, he can probably tackle. He's on some special teams, I'm sure.
Nice.
So that's my thoughts.
So right now, though, I'm debating on if I should go wide receiver right now because you have two good receivers out here, and it's like, do I go Pringle? Do I go Velus Jones Jr.? Or do I double down and just try to cover your guys? And I am going to go with this strategy that there's one person nicknamed Quick Six from the great Tom Thayer. And whenever he gets his hands on the ball, he's a threat to bring it to the house. Oh, this is going to be polarizing, but I'm going with Eddie Jackson as my next pick.
Okay,
can play defense, can play single high, can hopefully lock up some people, make some tackles, and play some offense.
I looked at him. It was a close it was a close move there, but I ended up going elsewhere. But I like the pick.
All right. So right now you got kind of two receivers out there, a tight end and a wide receiver, two defensive backs, and a great quarterback.
So how are we using it? Do we need we need offensive linemen? So let's go. So how is this the rules?
So three blockers and then two wideouts and then one running back and one quarterback.
Oh man, I kind of picked a couple too many speedsters there.
But like you said, Cole Kmet can do stuff. You can shift Mooney as a running back option threat that you have out there. As well. So you can
I'm gonna go with one of the most hated men in Chicago. Not hated, but no, I'm not gonna say hated, but one of the guys that has received some criticism because he was a high draft pick. But I need a big body. I need a guy that's athletic, and I think he's gonna have a breakout year this year. It hasn't been great for him, but I think he's gonna improve. He was the second round pick, not this year, but last year. Oklahoma State. We're going with Tevin Jenkins.
Oh man, I love that. He's feisty, like what we were saying. Just offense. I think him as a D lineman in a pickup game. Like, good luck blocking him.
Yeah, that's going to be tough. If you're going to block him, I think, he's 6'6", 325 pounds. That's a big dude.
So I'm trying to think of what I want to do here because I got a lineman. This is difficult because I feel like I need a quickster. I feel like I need somebody. You know what? It looks so nice when you were adding all the rookies out here. So I'm going to go with a rookie that I think is going to be fiery. I think he's going to be feisty, trying to take it always for a home run. I'm going Velus Jones Jr. I could see him being incredible in like a situation like this. He has the special teams ability. So I think that we got a lot of this speed and home run deep threat ability.
Yeah, I like that pick. I mean, Velus Jones, I got big expectations for him this year. So I got Fields, Mooney, I got Jaquan Brister, I got I got Jalen Johnson.
You got Gordon.
I got Gordon.
Kyler Gordon, Cole Kmet,
and Tevin.
Probably need another big guy.
Might need a big guy here. See who can I So
the big guys are hard because it's like right now you have Robert Quinn potentially, but he's not huge, but you could still use him. You got Justin Jones potentially, Lucas Patrick.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a position here that I think this is probably surprising, but the most versatile position on the field, right? I think I'm going with another tight end. These guys can block, they can run, they can tackle, they can play special teams. I don't know if I want O'Shaughnessy or Griffin, though. I think both of them are pretty similar players, but I'm going to go with Ryan Griffin.
Ooh.
The 32-year-old tight end, friend of mine, solid player, catch, run, block, does it all, big special teamer. And he can play on the line. He's a blocker. He knows what he's doing. So nice. We're going with Griffin.
I was thinking you were going to go with O'Shaughnessy with the Jags connection and everything.
I like O'Shaughnessy, Illinois State University. Yeah, I went to Missouri State, but
nice.
Griffin played on the Texans, and I used to play against him a lot. We'd always talk. So.
Oh, nice. So I think to finish this out, I need another big guy out here, and I don't know if my guy's going to get traded away during this, but
yeah, I know what you're going with.
We'll see what we go with.
He's the only thing is tough block.
He's going to be a tough block, but the thing that I get nervous about is the actual blockability. With Robert Quinn as my selection, I think also the name of the game for my team is speed. I guess it's speed, try and cover, but I don't know how it's going to be. So right now, we got our roster. So Clay's team is Justin Fields and Darnell Mooney, Jaquan Brisker. He's got Kyler Gordon, Cole Kmet, Tevin Jenkins, and Ryan Griffin. And my team, I have the great, fantastic quarterback that is David Montgomery, Roquan Smith, Robert Quinn, Jalen Johnson, Cody Whitehair, Eddie Jackson, and Velus Jones Jr. So Clay,
you have no quarterback or receivers. Who are you throwing the ball to? This is all defense here.
Hey, you know,
you're going to do quarterback sweeps all game?
Yeah, we're going to be running Wildcat, just some schoolyard bull crap. We're going to throw it back to, we're going to see how important the quarterback position is in some of these pickup games. That's my biggest fear with this team. How do you feel about yours?
I mean, I think that I could have did a better job. I mean, I could probably use some better blockers and defensive linemen up front. Went back to back on defensive backs. I'm not sure how that's going to work, but I still think I'm good enough to win this game. So
sounds good. We'll let the people decide. I'll post this graphic out there. We'll have a poll. Who do you think ended up winning? But Clay, thanks so much for coming on. This was a lot of fun. And how can people follow you on social media?
Yeah, Twitter, if you want to follow me for NFL content, Clay Harbs82 on Twitter. I talk Bears, Jaguars, and Eagles. Got a couple cool announcements coming up in the next couple of cool weeks for some NFL football podcast, radio show. So follow me there. And on my Instagram, I post a lot of workout stuff. I'm a personal trainer, like I stated, and more lifestyle page. But you can also follow me on my Instagram, Clay Harbs82.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. And Unbearable Sports Podcast, we're out.
Yeah, she's got some nice long hair, and you know that she's a bad chick.
Thank you for listening to this Belly Up Sports Podcast Network product. Some said we go belly up, so we made it our name, and we're still here.